everyone for being here. We know some of you who retired even earlier in the year are busy at the beach and somewhere else, but we wanted to make sure that you were here so we could honor you and thank you for all your years of service to WISD. As Mindy said, I'm going to go ahead and call the campus representative or the department representative so that that person can go ahead and give you your service award. So, are you going to say something first? Yes. But before that, I would like for Dr. Canales and then, of course, Mr. Erasmo Lopez to come and say a few words. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am standing, well, exchange place with Mindy's, but I'm standing there. Retirements are always bittersweet for me. I'm happy for all of you. At the same time, I know that there's going to be big holes in our school district because so many of you through the years, I think we have the total years, which was over 1,100 years experience that we're losing this year. You have been a part of our district doing great things for students, for staff, for parents, for each other. And so at some point you decided it's time for me to start another chapter in my life. And that chapter being retirement. You know, our program today says you can't retire from being great, and you can't. You're great. Again, you have given everything that you have with your mind, with your hands, and with your hearts to the children of our great district and to each other. So you'll be great forever to us. I guess it's time for some of you to relax. Some of you have other important business to take care of, and we wish you the best. But on behalf of your entire Weslaco ISD family, I, again, say thank you from the bottom of all our hearts for all that you have done, and I invite you to continue giving to our great district, and one of multiple ways. You know, our kids will always need people like you, and people come back to work with children. You know, we look for volunteers outside of our schools and departments. You're welcome back. You know, you'll see us at games and band concerts and events. Greet us and help us cheer our students on. So whenever you want to come back, our door will always be open to you. Because if there's one thing that I knew from the get-go about Weslaco ISD, our great district, is that Weslaco ISD is like a family, supporting all. And I am going to get teary-eyed because I'm looking at some of the faces, and you're leaving us. But we wish you the best on your next chapter of life.
We have Thelma Reina with a total of 31 years. I apologize again. 31 years of service, 11 in the district. And now Ms. Norma Brewer is going to say a few things about Thelma.
It's 31 years of helping students. Thelma's career has been that of a social worker, and her heart has always been in helping our students. So this is going to be a great loss for our district, but we have learned a lot from Thelma. I personally learned a lot from Thelma when I came into this department, and she shared with me her knowledge, but most of all, her faith and her love for people, and her love for our students. So she'll be greatly missed, and we love you, Thelma.
We have Javier Casas. Mr. Casas. Mr. Casas served in Weslaco for 32 years, total 34 years of service. Weslaco High School.
When I think of Weslaco High School, I think of Javier Casas. All the students know Mr. Casas, Mr. Casas. We still have people that call to Weslaco High School and ask, can I speak to Mr. Casas? So, Mr. Casas, just want to tell you thank you. We got to work together for 12 years, and I learned a lot from you. And one of the things that I learned from you is to love on the kids and do it with a smile every day, and then to treat everybody like family, So I'm going to take that and cherish that forever. And I'm telling you, we still miss you. Till this day, people still call and ask for Mr. Casas. So best of luck, Mr. Casas. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Morales. Next, Ms. Cuadra from Airport Elementary. We have Rosalinda Molina. Ms. Molina worked in Weslaco ISD for 12 years with a total of 15 years of service. Again, Ms. Rosalinda Molina.
Miss Molina joined Airport from another career. She had worked in the eye care business, and then she decided to try teaching. So when we recruited her to be a teacher at Airport, she came with lots of enthusiasm and excitement. We started her off in 2nd grade, and then we had to move her to 5th. And she was kind of nervous about moving to 5th, but she found her niche in 5th grade. She can take a novel and make it like this worldwide production. Kids totally are eating off all the words she's reading. They attach to the characters. When you walk into her classroom, you just get transformed into whatever novel, whatever book, whatever area she's talking about, and the children will always treasure all the wonderful novels that she covered with them as their 5th grade teacher. So she's the consummate reading teacher, always reading and looking for ideas to make reading fun for children. So thank you, Ms. Molina. We will miss you, but we hope that you will continue to email us all your wonderful ideas and books that you're reading so we can continue to do that at Airport. Thank you so much.
Okay, also from Airport Drive Elementary, we have Rebecca Rodriguez. Ms. Rebecca Rodriguez served 29 years in the district with a total of 29 years. So thank you, Ms. Rebecca Rodriguez.
Mrs. Rodriguez and I have a special connection because we both started as new teachers together. And so we were there the very first day for the very first day of orientation, and we were both in 2nd grade. We had different team partners, but we started there at Airport together as classroom teachers. So I've known Mrs. Rodriguez the whole time. She and I have worked at Airport the whole time, so we've had that friendship and that bond. Ms. Rodriguez is quiet in nature, but she is strong in her teaching. She makes reading and writing fun. She has been a self-contained teacher. She was an awesome math teacher, but in recent years, she's been primarily reading and writing. And she, again, brings compositions to life with our children that have minimal grammar skills. She brings them to life, and they write these beautiful essays and things that they're able to publish later. She has a great love for children. She's very passionate about teaching, and she's going to be greatly missed. So we look forward to seeing you visiting Airport too. We hope that you will come back because, again, we are a big piece of our puzzle, and we thank you for all your service to Airport. Thank you.
Ms. Morales has another retiree at Weslaco High School, and that's Ronald Lowe. Mr. Lowe is here. 11 years in the district, total years of service, 26 years. Thank you, Mr. Lowe.
Mr. Lowe and I have gone through a lot together. And Mr. Lowe also has a son at Weslaco High School right now. And you can see the kindness. If you see his son, Brian, you see Mr. Lowe, you see the kindness. And that's just the type of family they are. And the kids love that. The kids in band, they go to Mr. Lowe because they know that Mr. Lowe is going to help them. He's helped us throughout the whole time that he's been there with us at Weslaco High School, and we're gonna miss him. It's gonna, everybody is replaceable. We all know if something happens to us today that we all will be replaced. But then there's special people like Mr. Lowe that are difficult to replace, and it's gonna be hard to replace you. But we wish you the best, Mr. Lowe. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Gemma Mandujano. Ms. Gemma Mandujano from Food Service. Applause, please. Ms. Mandujano served for 12 years in the district, a total of 12 years.
I just want to thank Mrs. Mandujano for 12 years of excellent work. She was always a very, very good cook in any kitchen that we put her. And I know she has a very prosperous business here in town, and she loves to travel. So I wish her the very best in her retirement. Thank you.
Okay. How about Irma Rocha? Irma Rocha. Ms. Rocha served in Wesco ISD for 36 years. 36 total years as well. Ms. Irma Rocha.
Okay, Irma Rocha, 36 years. She started off, I think when you were in, back then they used to hire students while they were in school in the cafeterias. So she started very early on in food service, and she's always been one of these cooks that's always been a joy to work with in every kitchen, and we wish her the very best.
Okay, Mr. Martin Rodriguez with Custodial Department has some retirees as well. Efren Rivera. Mr. Efren Rivera served for 25 years in the district, a total of 25 years. So 25 years total has been in the district.
Okay, Mr. Efren Rivera is my head custodian, so Martin asked me to say a couple of words. Mr. Rivera is one of the most dedicated custodians I've ever met in my total educational career. He loves coming to work every single day, and he cares about his campus and wants to make sure it looks beautiful. He's already told me that for next year, I can count on him for all of the tables for our fall festival, because he would donate them to, put them out in the pavilion, and he has that business. So he's looking forward to doing that with his son as well. I think they have a construction business, but I'm very, very excited for him because he says he's going to start to relax now. So thank you, Mr. Rivera.
Okay, from Energy Management, we have John Torres. Mr. Torres served for 20 years with WISD, a total of 20 years.
Well, John has been longer in this district than I have. But what I can say about John is that when I started getting to know John, technicians would come to me and say, we keep finding all this duct tape, everywhere. Well, and we found out that John is one of those employees, those technicians, air conditioning technician, who likes to get things done, whichever way possible. So if he ran out of material, fasteners, whatever it was, he would use duct tape to get the job done. So we're gonna miss that, John. Your willingness to always try to get the job done. Thank you so much.
Ms. Pat Munoz has Alfredo Martinez as a retiree. Mr. Martinez, is he here? Mr. Martinez, come on up. Mr. Martinez served for 21 years in the district, total of 21 years of service at Central Middle School. Mr. Martinez.
Mr. Martinez has been in our campus for several years, and it was, we always talk, he's a true gentleman. That's what I can always say, that we always remember him as a true gentleman. Every morning, it didn't matter. Sometimes he came to school not feeling well, what have you, but he always would be so gentlemanly and always say, good morning, always greeting us at the door. And then the same thing as he was leaving, as he was doing the duty, saying goodbye to the students and to us. And so, it was sad that he had to leave, but I know he's happy, he's enjoying his life and everything, but he always was a great asset on our campus. Very positive, very proactive, and we always would talk about our grandchildren. I mean, you talk about our grandchildren, we just, we light up, and I got to meet his lovely wife and his daughter and everything, and right now his wife said, thank you so much for everything you did for my husband, and I said, no, thank your husband for everything he did for me and for our campus. So, Mr. Martinez, thank you for everything you did for Central Middle School. We appreciate you.
We also have another retiree from Central Middle School. We have Oralia Osuna. Oralia? Oralia served for a total of 32 years, and those 32 years were in WISD. Thank you, Oralia.
Oralia, now we really go way back, 1995. I remember I was just a young, facilitator coming into Central Middle School, and she was there working with the library, with the counselors department, and we were at the Annex A. Those were the years. We had fun. It was nice. It was there, and so we, she was always there showing me the ropes because I was new, learning the, ropes of the trick. Dan Buttermer knows because he was there too at Central, and so we were just, and I was so blessed because I would ask her questions and she would show me everything, what we needed to do and everything. Then I guess that's when B. Garza became a middle school. Mary Hogue became a middle school. Then she moved to Mary Hogue. And we never know when our paths are going to be together again. So I became the principal at Central. And so there were certain movements of teachers all around. And then I was fortunate enough to go to Mary Hogue, and she was the data entry clerk at Mary Hogue. So it was great. I felt at home because I got to see people that I knew before from Central. So I was like, okay, at first I was scared going back to Mary Hogue because I didn't know anybody there, but then she was always welcoming to us and made us feel welcome, so I felt at home. So Oralia, you didn't know that, but you really made me feel special going there. It was hard, going to a new thing, but she was so happy. Family, that's what we're all about, and I think that's what it's all about, all of us. We're family, and it makes me sad that she's going to be leaving, but she contributed so much to Central Middle School and to Mary Hogue. And then when I got to go to Central again, I was allowed to take people with me, and she, without a question, she was one of the persons I wanted to take with me. And I said, Oralia, will you go with me? And automatically she said yes. So I was so blessed. So I'm going to truly miss her because she has been the rock and and the stability at Central Middle School. We were a family. That's what we basically are. So I'm losing a family member, but we're still going to keep in touch. We always talk again about our grandkids and our children, and we work, but we do work, Dr. Canales. We do work, but we do talk about our family and loved ones. And, and I'm talking for everybody. We're family, like Dr. Canales says. We're family, and we share happy moments. We share sad moments. We laugh together. We cry together. But at the end of the day, we're so truly blessed. And I know I've been richly blessed to have Oralia and like Mr. Martinez and, in my life and in my path. So I'm going to miss you, Oralia. But thank you for all that you did for Central.
Mr. Ezequiel Hernandez served for 25 years. He has 25 years of service, 25 years here in WISD. Thank you, Mr. Hernandez.
I would never call him Ezequiel, so I'll just go with Zeke, or more, as he's really known, 801. Many years working at B. Garza together and as a security guard, but more importantly, I would also give him the title friend. He's done an outstanding job all those years. I can easily picture him in a red jacket because he's kind of like the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. He always gets his person when he sets out to find them. But he also has a really good rapport with students. Even though he sometimes had the tough job of getting after students who are not doing what they're supposed to. He had a good rapport with those students, and you could see it when they came back to visit from the high school. And it really shone on his last day before he retired, as in the 8th graders as they gathered to celebrate his retirement, not because they were glad he was leaving, but out of respect for all he did and all the care he showed towards the students of B. Garza and the staff. You really don't have to ask him to go above and beyond. It was always just his nature. And we're going to miss him, and we wish him the best in retirement. I'll drive by his house every day on the way to school anyway, but he's an awesome person, period.
Okay, Ms. Ruby Martinez from Margot Elementary has a retiree, Elizabeth Martinez. Ms. Martinez served for 28 years in the district, a total of 35 years. Elizabeth Martinez.
Just a few words about Miss Elizabeth here. She is our reading teacher, and she truly, truly inspires all of our boys and girls, our 4th graders, to read. And I know it's because of her. We would go by and check, so how are our students doing? Are they ready? Are they ready? Yes, ma'am, they're ready. And once again, making sure that they're reading the 20 to 30 minutes a day, so that way they can make sure and know that they've learned 1.8 million words for the year. So again, just a true inspiration, her dedication to Margot Elementary. Again, it's going to be one of those difficult positions to fill. So on behalf of Margot Elementary, thank you, Mrs. Martinez, for everything.
We also have Maria Alva Cavazos. Ms. Cavazos. Ms. Cavazos has a total of 37 years of service, and those 37 years, I believe, were in WISD. Thank you, Ms. Cavazos.
And that is correct. She's actually had 38 years of service to WISD, and all in the special education field. She is a special education teacher in the self-contained unit. And when she works with all of those boys and girls, it comes from the heart with a lot of compassion, and she truly inspires all of those boys and girls to do their very, very best. And again, we had our awards this afternoon, and so we were able to bring back 2 of our students, and they said a couple of words about Mrs. Cavazos. And she truly is an inspiration to all of us. And I know that her work continues once she goes home. She takes care of her parents and her sister as well. So completely dedicated and devoted individual. So we truly are going to miss you as well.
At Weslaco East, we have another retiree. We have a retiree, Stephanie Inlow. Miss Inlow served in Weslaco ISD for 18 years with a total of 27 years of service.
When I was walking in, I kept thinking to myself, this isn't right. This is not right. And then as soon as somebody walks up to Miss Inlow, she says, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to go back to campus. This isn't right. Everybody that sees her here is thinking the same thing. This just isn't right. If you know Miss Inlow, you love Miss Inlow. There's no two ways about it. We get to work, actually we work together in the same small learning community. She was the counselor and I was the assistant principal that was working with the design and engineering kids. And those kids could be sometimes a little rough. But the heart that I saw with Miss Inlow and getting those students, to come forward and blossom takes a lot of work. And Miss Inlow always came through. She's one of the crown jewels in our counseling department, and I've always said that we have the premier counseling department, and Ms. Inlow is definitely a crown jewel. We're going to miss you quite a bit. I like the way you put it, Ms. Morales, when you said, we're all replaceable. Some people are going to be very difficult to replace. So I'm very happy for you. I know you're moving closer to family. Even though it sounds like she's retiring, she's actually going to be working full-time in another state. How smart is that? No, like, you're my hero. I want to do that when I grow up. But it's definitely not somebody that I'm looking forward to needing to replace. So, Steph, I'm happy for you, but I'm hurting for our campus.
Ms. Vanderveer at Kleckler Elementary has Sandra Gonzalez, who will be retiring. Sandra has 29 years of service in the district with a total of 35 years of service. Thank you, Sandra Gonzalez.
Sandra has been at Kleckler Held since the beginning of Kleckler Held. Kleckler Held was first opened in 1994. She's actually given us 30 years of service. And this lady, who I also am very proud to say she's my personal friend, I met many years ago when I was a school counselor and I first came to Kleckler Held. She has driven to Weslaco every single day for the last 30 years from McAllen to Weslaco. She has given so much to Weslaco ISD. And when I think about Sandy, I think about a lot of life. Her children just love her. She has a passion for life, a passion for education, and always wants to dance. When we asked her about her retirement party, she has been telling me for I don't know how many years that we needed to start a drill team at Kleckler Held Elementary. I can't remember how many times she bugged me about that, but she honestly did. When we asked her about her retirement party and we asked what she wanted a theme or what was her the request that she had made, and she said she wanted the 80s theme. So next Thursday we will be celebrating 80s on behalf of Ms. Sandra Gonzalez. On behalf of Kleckler Held Elementary, our boys and girls staff members, thank you for your years of service, Ms. Sandy. Thank you.
Also at Kleckler Held Elementary, we have Miss Marilyn Otkin. Ms. Otkin is leaving us with 31 years of service in WISD, 37 total years of service.
Although it says in the paper, in the program, that she has served 31 years, actually she served close to 45 years in the field of education. Ms. Otkin has contributed almost her entire life to education. She was in the private sector prior to coming to Kleckler Held Elementary, and she too has commuted every single day from McAllen to Weslaco for the last 31 years. If there is somebody that I worry about in rainy mornings or when there's ice on the roads, it is my teachers from McAllen, my Sandy and my Mrs. Otkin. And so I no longer will have that worry about those two ladies coming to school. One thing that I will tell you about Mrs. Otkin, she gives so much of herself, so much of her personal money so that our children can have the very best. If there is one person that works long hours, it is Mrs. Otkin. I would be gone and pass by Kleckler Held, and her car would still be there for many, many, many years. Mrs. Otkin, on behalf of Kleckler Held, our staff, our boys and girls, we thank you for your dedication and for your years of service. You will be greatly missed as well. Thank you.
Okay, we have Northbridge Elementary, Mr. Buttimer. We have Alicia Alton. Ms. Alton is leaving WISD after 34 years of service with a total of 34 years of service.
I had the good fortune of meeting Miss Alton 3 years ago. And as I have Mr. Garlick in the audience with me, I have Ms. Garcia in the audience with me, I think they could tell you, if you could put the term a true professional to someone that's worked with our children since 1984, Alicia Alton would be it. You can find her on a corner in the 3rd grade hallway or on a corner in the 4th grade hallway with never having to look, but always knowing she's there just with the children in mind. A story that was relayed to me just last week from one of the counselors. They said there was a time when she was given an opportunity to work in the counseling office at Northbridge. She said, I can't do that because I need to be with children each day. That's what I'm here for. Alicia Alton, like I said, is a true professional. Thank you.
From FD Roosevelt, we have a retiree, Norma Garza. Norma Garza is leaving WISD after 36 years of service with a total of 37 years of service.
Ms. Garza is the type of teacher that has an I can do attitude, and she will do anything and everything to get our students to succeed. We were a little worried about our 5th graders this year in math because we were. She grew them by 25% from last year, so we were super excited about that. She comes in with the custodians and sometimes leaves with them or after. She's a trooper. She will be truly missed at FDR. And on behalf of our staff and our students, Ms. Garza, thank you for everything you've done.
From the Migrant Department, we have Orfelinda Martinez. Orfelinda. And I can say, on behalf of the Migrant Department, anytime that I think about Migrant Department, I think of Orfelinda, because she's been there for a long, long time, right? Yes. It says 38 years of service to the district, and those 38 were her total years of service. Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Okay, Ms. Lidalia Campos, last but not least, right? Ms. Lidalia Campos is leaving after 45 years of service. 45 in the district and 45 total years. Thank you, Ms. Campos.
I want to say, been at 3 different campuses, so I see Mrs. Alton and Mr. Casas, and he says, "Are you retiring?" I'm like, "Dame chance, sir." No, it's okay. Still have some years to go here. But it is a pleasure. Mr. Efrain, got to work with him at Sam Houston, too. So truly, whatever y'all are saying is good. Mrs. Campos, what can I say about her? I don't think she has ever missed a day of work. I don't know. And I have to say this story because this morning I'm driving to work and I see a little fender bender. And of course, I'm trying to avoid hitting someone or getting hit. And I get to school and I said, "What happened?" "It's Mrs. Campos." I thought, "Oh my God." Okay, so she comes in. I'm like, "Mrs. Campos, are you okay? Do you want to go home?" No, I'm okay. She stayed for the day. I'm thinking, Mrs. Campos, thank you for her dedication. She's truly a dedicated employee, and I want to thank her for the years of service to our kids and everything she's done. And I signed her to tutoring. She's there tutoring kids. Whatever assignment she gets, she does. So I appreciate that about her and the employees who work with us. Thank you so much to the rest of you for all the years of service to our children. Thank you. May God bless you.
Let me begin, first of all, by saying thank you. Thank you so much for all your work and your dedication to our children, to our district, and to what we all love. I love our kids. I don't know who invented the word retirement, but it sounds bad. We should call it reset. You know, I think I see everybody in here, all the people that are resetting their buttons to that. There's plenty of life. There's a lot of life left in everybody. You know, retirement sounds like we're done. We want to rest and take it easy. I don't see that here. I see that. I see life. I see fun. You know, I carry my cup. Fishing. Y'all need to take it up. You know, there's time now to enjoy life. And that's hard. Enjoying life is hard work. You know, so again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and our superintendent, Dr. Canales, and the rest of the board, for all the long hours that you all have dedicated to our kids and to our school. Our schools, I mean. You know, it's been said that it's hard to replace you all. You all are not replaceable. Somebody will come in and do the work that you're doing and continue and pick up the flag and run forward. But they're not a replacement. They're just a different person doing the same job that you all do. Again, thank you so very much, Erasmo Lopez and the rest of the board and our Superintendent, Dr. Canales. Enjoy life, okay? Thank you.